Even so, my conscience is tugging at me. My words of apology are proof of that. Ooh. I used the heel of my boot to kick Yoshi-san, who pulled himself up in the nose. Good job, girl. My skirt flutters up, and I reflexively hold it down. Ugh! Seizing the opportunity, Yoshi-san yanks my left leg hard towards himself. Whether it is because of his hesitation or not, my other leg slides free of his right hand. A single line of blood trickles from his nose. The heels must be harder than I thought. Ugh! Upon seeing the blood, I shut my eyes immediately. However, I realized I no longer have the luxury of instinctually worrying about him. Pulling myself upright, I break into a run in order to escape him. In no time, he has moved in front of me. I want to get away from Yoshi-san. With that one thought, I decide to go in a direction unknown to me. Kicking me? Isn't that impudent? Could the stench on that sole of that shoe be Ruka? Or is it Miki? I hear him say after getting about 5 meters away from him. I quickly regret turning back. Feels good, does it? That's fine, just fine. Yoshi-san yells, writhing on the floor. The transformation of the one who had rescued me is too devastating. Even so, there is no changing the fact that he tried to hurt me. Oh honey, he tried to do a lot worse, honey, believe me. I understand somewhere in my heart that, through no fault of his own, he is no longer sane, and the desire to protect my own body is winning inside of me. I'm sorry, but... As I shut my eyes, I turn away from Yoshi-san. I'm sure he isn't looking at me anymore. In other words, he is no longer conscious of anything. His voice attempts to stop my fleeing legs many times, but no matter how fast he is, I've already decided to head for the exit of the staff passageway. Hey, we got away! Hooray! As soon as the door is between us, I put my ear against it and listen to the sounds in the passageway I just left. However, it is my own violent pulse and not Yoshi-san going crazy that I can hear. Honestly, I almost feel relieved. Being separated like this leaves me feeling worried about him, but at the moment, I don't have the time to spare. I wonder if this is wrong. It's natural that I'd have these doubts, I say over my shoulder. The only thing to respond to my words is the wind rustling my hair. That's right, this is... Oh, a new place. Finally, I begin to confirm my location. This place is semi-outdoors and even colder than the passageway. Despite the fact that it's summer, I shiver instinctively. Below eye level, there are several plastic chairs in a row. In the center of the chairs, which are lined up like dolls on a tiered stand, is a stage that is a little smaller than a school classroom. Bowls and buckets are lying atop it. In the center of the stage is something resembling a small shed. A stage? That's right, for things like the sea lions. A stage, one facility that no aquarium should lack. From kids to adults, the show is something everyone can enjoy. This small city aquarium, Mountain Aquarium, still has a stage despite its size. It looks like it hasn't been used in a while. Upon muttering this, doubt enters my mind. Yoshi-san said this place was on a shifted time axis, but even so, each section just feels too different. The Fish of the World booth where the first strange phenomenon occurred, the jellyfish booth and tunnel tank. Looking back on them in order, they each felt like their own distinct time period. The countless fish that decayed, the immensely entrancing beauty. With each new facility I entered, the look changed. Ridiculous! There can't be! I start to say, then shake my head. I don't know how many things I had thought impossible have come to pass here. This crazy theory, perhaps. Never mind, I have to find Himeno! Pushing my doubts to the edge of my mind, I head down the stairs for the guest seating towards the stage. Huh? This is... I'm About halfway to the stage, I find a booklet on top of a seat that is thick enough to contain about 50 pages. Mountain Aquarium Guidebook is written on the front cover. That's all I see, just the name and nothing else. Hey, a map! This has a map inside. I suddenly realize as I'm finishing my sentence. Since Himeno has our map, this is definitely going to come in handy. Okay, I'll try and read a little more, or I'll keep going. Let's read a little more. Thumbing through the pages, I see that it has an introduction to Mountain Aquarium. Other than that, there are bits of trivia about the fish on display, like that Piraruku is the biggest freshwater fish, or that orca communicate using ultrasonic waves. That's gonna come in handy later. Betcha. I want to read through this later. Though I don't want to part with the guidebook, I detach the map from it. Not knowing what may happen, I come to the conclusion that I don't want to carry anything bulky. That's true. Okay. Suppressing my desire to sit down and read it, I return the guidebook to the seat. Staff room. There might be someone there. On weeknights, they hold the adult-targeted Mountain Aquarium Exploratory Tour. It supposedly shows off the other side of Mountain Aquarium. For that expedition, pathways that customers are normally unaware of are printed in the guidebook. According to the map, there appears to be a staff waiting area. It seems they don't stop there in the exploratory tour, but the place itself is printed on the map. If I go there, someone may be there. Looking at the map, I wonder which way I should go as I follow the route. It seems there are two paths to the staff room. The first path is through the passageway I went through earlier. The other seems to be through an underground passage connected to the inside of the shed on the stage. Very interesting. Even though it's labeled as underground, it is more accurate to say it is one floor down. I still don't know how Yoshi-san is, so I think I should take the latter path. I'm scared after all. Himeno, how are you? Lowering my defenses, these weak-hearted words well up inside me. I mumble them as I step onto the stage. Following those words, anxiety descends upon me. I am right here. No way! Himeno? I doubt that voice, which seemed ready and waiting on me, was an illusion. No way. That's cruel. Mayu. Himeno? I can hear Himeno's voice, but I can't see her. Where is she? I think as I glance around the stage. Himeno is nowhere to be found. That's right, inside the shed. When the shed at the edge of the stage enters my line of sight, I head for it at double speed. The floor is wet enough that it seems I should slip, but somehow I hold on and move forward. The inside of the shed is as if a waiting area and a warehouse have been combined into one room. The fishy stench is probably from the stains from food used during shows. In the past, I had seen a fish thrown to a sea lion that caught a ball with his nose. But what are we seeing? What are we seeing? Come on. Oh! Himeno! At the edge of the shed in a plain metal chair against the wall, Himeno is leaning against the back in what appears to be a state of total exhaustion. I have so much to say to you, Himeno, because Seeing her face, any thoughts of our arguments are completely blown out of existence. Words that found no form are forever pushed away. The fact that she is all right, all on its own, makes me happy. It's fine. First of all, calm down. Himeno, what's wrong? Mayu, don't make that face. There's nothing to worry about. I have a lot of things to say to Himeno, but my words get caught in my throat. Seeing Himeno breathing heavily, my own pulse quickens. As I stand there forgetting how to breathe, Himeno lays a hand on my chest. Even when she had a cold, Himeno would still come to school with a smile on her face. When she got injured at club, she wouldn't take time off from gym class. That's why, even in this aquarium, I thought somewhere in my heart that Jimeno would be fine. If only we could reunite. Surely she'd lead with a smile. We'd go home side by side. That'd have been my hope. I'm sorry, I don't think I can make it. It is so easy for Minno's soft complaint to punch me right in the heart. With just that one phrase, I dropped to my knees in front of her. Get up. I won't. No! Because... I shake my head at Jimeno's words. I can't remain standing, not while seeing my precious friend like this, and hearing her frail voice. Oh. Every time Jimeno speaks, she spews white nematodes from her mouth. Oh, no! I'm not sure if she is aware of it or not, but thin creatures that look like mealworms wriggle at her feet. With a clatter, Jimeno seems as if she might fall from the chair. I support Jimeno from under her arm, propping her up. Thank you. Don't thank me, Jimeno. What happened? Jimeno's body is hot, the same as when I had my 104-degree fever. No, higher than that. I'm glad I got to see you again, but I didn't want you to see me in this Unable to finish what she was saying, Jimeno coughs up several nematodes along with some spit. Oh God! I don't want to see it. Not necessarily because it is weird or disgusting. I just don't want to see Jimeno this way. Jimeno, let's go to the hospital. We'll eat ice cream, alright? That's probably impossible now. Hearing the words that had fallen instinctively from my mouth, Jimeno smiles back at me. Even as I ignore the lie in Jimeno's smile, I still become aware of it. It's not impossible! It's not impossible. I'll take you to a hospital, okay? So let's go! Thanks that you feel that way. Fills me up. It's not just my feeling. Got it, Jimeno? Can you stand? Don't overdo it, okay, Mayu? That's right. I wanted to apologize to you, Mayu. In an attempt to lend her my shoulder, I take Jimeno's arm, but she quickly brushes me off. Jimeno's hands are shaking. Despite this, she reaches into her pocket and pulls out the keychain. Yeah, by the way, when I thought back to when I picked it up, it most likely wasn't yours, Mayu. I'm such an idiot. You're not! It was because I didn't listen at all to what you said, because I was so convinced you had dropped it. Mayu, thinking back... She's repeating the same thing over and over. Jimeno's consciousness must be getting hazy. Ugh. Every time Jimeno gets choked up, she vomits up viscous sputum and lively bugs. Even so, I can't look away from Jimeno. I get the feeling that if I don't look at her face, I will never again see her smile. I don't think I'm being overdramatic, or anything of the sort, since I had never heard of someone throwing up bugs. Here, you take it, Mayu. What? This keychain? Yeah. There seems to be no mistake someone dropped it. That's why. Give it back to them. Give it back? We're going back together, right? Mountain Aquarium is small. Surely we'll find them right away, won't we? Jeez, Mayu, idiot. Can't you tell by looking? There's no way I can go home. No, don't, Jimeno. If you say that, it'll come to pass. Jimeno places the keychain in my palm, then softly places her hands once more on my shoulders. She moves her hands from there to the back of my head. Then with a light, feather-like sensation, she pulls me close to her. Jimeno, I get home, no matter what. The hug lasts only a few seconds, then Jimeno lightly pushes me away. I couldn't take it if I infected you. Just leave me here. Right as the end of her sentence fades away, her head flops forward. No way. No way. Himeno's body with her eyes shut and not even one fingertip moving is hot. Even so, Himeno won't turn her smile my way. She won't respond to my voice. No way, there's just no way. Without a second thought, I hold Himeno. She said I might get infected, but that doesn't matter to me. Having rolled up inside her mouth, nematodes crawl about Himeno's puffed up lips. Experiencing feelings of intense denial, I wipe away the nematode and crush it. A murky green liquid remains in my finger. I quickly rub it off on the floor. She's moving? With her chest so close to mine, I can feel a pulse. No mistake, it is a heartbeat. Pulling away from Himeno, my trembling hand somehow lands on her left breast. Having sunk into that softness, I definitely feel a pulse going ba-bum, ba-bum. She's alive, Himeno! I'm so glad. Just like that, I forget about rubbing off the filth and sit down. In with the buds getting into her body, as long as she is alive, I think it can work out somehow. I won't even consider the possibility of it not working out. But I can't think of a concrete way to save Himeno. Within my completely blank mind, there is only anxiety and fear. Having slumped more than sat down, a third person's voice reaches my ears. Anisakis and Plutovita Nova, Fullametra that aren't supposed to infect humans. I wonder what exactly would cause something like this to happen. This situation wasn't what it is. I would immediately preserve some of them in a petri dish. What? From behind me, a cold voice interrupted my thoughts. In contrast with the feverish Himeno, that voice clings coolly to the nape of my neck. New character! It is a woman's voice I've never heard. It's a pity I cannot collect this precious sample. I don't have the luxury of time right now. I must find that child quickly. What a cute girl. What is it? Might you have come to the aquarium to have fun with your friend? Aquarium? This is Mountain Aquarium, right? That's right, me and Himeno. So this girl, she's called Himeno-chan then. The woman looked to be in her 30s, her blue eyeshadow leaving quite the impression. Her appearance coupled with her calm manner of speaking both tell me she must be quite mature. Her light-colored hair is collected into an updo and her suit is impeccably chosen. Those clothes... could you be an aquarium staff member? Yes, I am Saginuma Rieko. At this aquarium I am, I suppose, a representative of the director? Like a vice director? A little bit different. It would take some time to explain. More importantly, you should move away from Himeno-chan. Huh? The woman called Himeno by name with a coquettish tone. It gives me the impression of being very forced. Crossing her arms as she looked down at me, the woman narrows her eyes. Would it be easier for you if I used the word infection? You have a wound on your leg, don't you? It's as if their fertility has intensified, meaning there are probably eggs amongst all that as well. What? She doesn't appear to be dead, but it is only a matter of time. You can no longer save Himeno-chan. Wait a second. It's fine to leave her like that. After I've finished my business, I'll take her with me as a sample. The corners of Saginuma-san's mouth widens as she says this. My fear of this woman is even greater than my anger at Himeno being referred to as a sample. Even though someone right in front of her eyes might die, she is smiling. How in the world could she make that face? Is that because I can't understand? Sakinuma Reiko-san seems terrifying to me. Please wait. If you're a member of the staff, then can't you take me to this building's first aid room or call an ambulance or something? Since Himeno's alive? It seems you care for Himeno-chan a great deal. So try to imagine this. If you die because of her, think about how Himeno-chan would feel. Himeno is alive. Please don't say something like that. I'm begging you, please, save Himeno. I am not a doctor. It's not possible. Moreover, I don't think the rescue workers would want to respond to such a hopeless call. Saganuma-san says this bluntly in a cruel voice. Her voice is colder than the first time I heard it, like water that is frozen over. She can't be saved anymore. Every time those words come from her mouth, my pulse grows louder and quicker. My blood is rushing through me fast enough for my veins to be worn down from within. That's not good enough. Please, save her. Please save Himeno. Before I know it, I'm facing her and pleading. However, my desperate pleas are being shattered by her cruel smile. I don't like disobedient children. I also have work to do. Important work that matters. You have work? This place isn't normal. Isn't that something a staff member should get? After fear makes a lap through me, I push aside my emotions. Leaping over my fear and anxiety towards this woman, I wholeheartedly just want to save Himeno. Not normal? Whatever do you mean? As aquariums also serve as research institutions, the situation itself isn't normal. Now, is it? I don't understand at all. That's enough. No matter how much time I spend here, it won't help. If you wish to join me, you're free to do so. Free to join you? Saganuma-san, aren't you staff here? Are you saying you don't know anything about this aquarium filled with nothing but phenomena? No one says phenomena. I don't understand a word of what you're saying. Are these good things? I'm telling you, I'm going now. If you wish to die along with her, then just sit there staring about like that. Later, I'll study you in full as well, though one sample is more than enough. I shudder as a chill runs up my spine. I am finally able to understand that this isn't a joke, that she is saying she sincerely doesn't care about whether Himeno lives or dies. Wait, please. You have wasted enough of my time. I must hurry up and find that child. That last bit of what Saganuma-san says is inaudible as she runs out from a small room on the stage. Being neither harmful nor harmless, that's the type of person she is. Thinking she could point me down the one path that leads away from Himeno and I dying together, with just one phrase I am thrust down to rock bottom. Himeno can't be saved. That single phrase bounces around my head numerous times. No, no, no. Turning it over in my head with such frequency, the truth Saganuma-san had stated is becoming engraved upon my heart. I can no longer hear the click-clack of her high heels. Instead, what resonates is the sound of drops falling from my eyes. If you're having doubts, then just die. Huh? Who? It's a girl's voice, much younger than Saganuma-san. Around the same age as me, in fact. I turn towards the voice coming a short distance away from where I'm holding Himeno. 2 new characters. A slender girl who's a little taller than me, with eyes a slightly different color than Saganuma-san's cold eyes, looks down at me scornfully, her long hair tied back, dangling behind her like a tail. She is a bit different from Himeno, but is still a girl in fashionable attire. I watch her with cautious interest as she glares at me. What's this all of a sudden? Who knows, I'm just annoyed with you, since I hate people who are so wishy-washy. Wishy-washy? You think you can just show up and know how I'm feeling? I don't know, I'm not interested. I feel irritated at this girl who knows nothing of my circumstances showing up with all of these complaints. To think that Saganuma-san left, and now this? She is directing her futile impatience at me as well. The girl is calm, but speaking fast. Hearing such a tone, I can't go on without saying something back. If you're not interested, then why did you speak to me? More importantly, you haven't gotten swept up in anything dangerous, have you? Who knows? What's with that answer? Just say what you want to say. How mean. When this girl started speaking to me, it raised hope somewhere inside of me. I briefly hold out hope that she's talking to me because she knows some way I can save Jimeno. That's why I begin to feel something more than just irritation towards this girl who has come to kick me while I'm down. That girl is gonna get eaten up by bugs and die, right? But parasites aren't all that quick or efficient. What are you? Because it's this mountain aquarium, she will die. If it were me, that's what I would think. Then what are you saying? My heart begins to beat faster at her words, and I regret placing so much hope in this girl. Nevertheless, from her way of speaking, could it be that if you get out of here, there may be a way to cure her? If it comes down to crying and dying, I would fight back rather than giving in. Cure her? Just now you said cure her. Really? But that staff member earlier said she could no longer be saved. I don't know, there's no guarantee she can be saved, but the one who said she couldn't be saved was an employee of the aquarium, right? Not a doctor. Not a doctor. She seemed like she knew a lot about parasites, but sure enough, that woman was not a doctor. She said so herself. Also, the girl said something previously that caught my attention. Earlier, you said this mountain aquarium, right? What is this place? If you know, then tell me. Don't take me for a fool. But I don't know. Since it's an aquarium where nothing but dangerous things happen, I want to know how to get out of here. I can't save Jimeno. Which path you take is completely up to you. I don't have any more time to worry about other people. I'm just saying, if it were me, I wouldn't quit until I was dead. Upon making her blunt assertion, the girl heads for the innermost part of the shed. Somehow, in contrast to the employee earlier, she has entered from the side of the stage. If you don't have time, then why are you encouraging me? Encouraging me. Upon saying those words, I get an awkward feeling. The cutting assertions she made in a blunt tone and the words she said to me weren't exactly kind. However, I found them kind in the moment. It isn't that I can't save her, nor is it guaranteed that I can. Having received even a small amount of hope, my tears have stopped. I told you already, I was just getting annoyed. Without looking back, the girl walks away. Sitting on the ground, huddled close with Jimeno, I think over the two possibilities in my mind. Since it's unlikely that I can save her, should I just stay with her here a second longer? Or should I believe the girl's words and escape from this danger-filled aquarium? Two possibilities balancing on a scale.